Sup snacks, this is Raised Leader and Cake, and as I said in the previous video, I am now going to show BlightTown instead. I showed you the depths and the Great Hollow in the last video, so now instead I'm gonna show you both Quelaags Lair and BlightTown. Almost dropped down there. Need to be more careful. Down here there will usually be a toxic guy. I don't think there's usually much else down here, but I needed to show it. Over here is usually one of those bridges that kind of move. Here is where you usually would go down to continue. However, we are taking a slightly different route, at least now. Of course, you can also drop down here usually. Take this ladder. This is a bit of a shortcut if you're really running through and don't even want to take the bonfire. You can actually jump from here over there in the normal game. I will probably show a short video of me doing that in the background right here. And just like the other video, I will sometimes switch between this and the game and Dark Souls. Now, I did say in the last video that I wasn't as happy with BlightTown and Quelaags Lair because they're obviously not as exact replicated as the other two are. I didn't realize that BlightTown kind of bends, and also Minecraft world is not large enough to make everything like one-to-one. So there will be a lot of disproportionate stuff here. Not as much in the beginning, except the bend of stuff. For example, that wall bends a lot. As you can see. In Dark Souls, you can jump from up here down onto that platform right there. Above those trapdoors. Where there's usually the washing pole katana. You can't do that in here because it's so far away. Because I didn't do this properly. Which does kind of suck. But I still do love this build despite its flaws. Here usually you would fall down to there. It's again very different because there's no bend. Let's go down. I will really only show you what I think is important to the build. For example, we will go down here. I don't think I need to go down there. But yeah, there is a ladder leads down. That is usually another wibbly wobbly bridge. I don't feel the need to... Actually, I do feel the need to go down a little. We'll go down here to show. But I don't need to go over to the other side. There's the campfire of the bonfire, obviously. Now we're continuing this way. You may be noticing this dripstone and wondering why the hell is there dripstone. I will show you right now in Dark Souls. These are the wooden things that I don't really understand what they're meant to be. They're just random wooden stuff. And they're meant to represent that. Now here's where you will really start to notice the... Anyways, that doesn't really matter. And how disproportionate this is. Because obviously, these things are higher away from each other. Not in Minecraft though, because I couldn't. This is when I realized at this part of the build that if I did do the height exactly as it is in Dark Souls, I would run out of space. So I had to change it. Here you can actually jump up here. You can't do that in normal Dark Souls. Because that's not how jumping works in Dark Souls. Let's drop down here. Usually here the parasite thing it would be that you need to go behind. And I will actually take you on the journey to behind there soon. But first, we need to go pick up a shield, don't we? I don't remember which shield is down here. I just know it's a larger shield. You go back here, and the shield would usually be on a corpse down there. Now let's go up and get behind that parasite. There's usually a toxic guy up here as well, but that's kind of irrelevant. Or at least I believe there's a toxic guy up here. And we're ending up here. Go down this ladder. And then boom, we go and we kill it to get the item. We're here. Let's continue on our journey. And if you look down there, you can actually see the chest behind the bonfire, where you usually find a dragon scale, is it? Or draconic titanite or whatever it is. You can go out here and take the ladders, or you can drop down a little. A lot of slime still. And now we're almost at the bottom of BlightTown. You can also go to the way over here. Here I would usually... here you can really notice. This is way higher up in the normal game. I do wish that I could. Like, if I could have made this from the ground up instead, it wouldn't have become as disproportionate. However, I don't think you can really make this build in Minecraft. It just doesn't work. The world isn't large enough. Maybe in like a creative world where the layer is way, way above. But not in a normal Minecraft world. I usually do that shortcut. Like that. It saves a little time by not going on the ladder. Then we go over here. And boom. Now let's go to the left over here. I have lily pads because I don't want to walk through the water all the time. I added lily pads. Plus there are a bunch of lily pads in the normal BlightTown. You may notice these nether brick slabs. First off, the reason why I'm using them is because in normal Minecraft, without shaders, without a resource pack, well, with the resource pack actually that makes nether brick blocks look like old nether brick blocks, they are pretty much invisible. Even with light right next to them, they're pretty much invisible. Now we're heading over here. Or there is, of course, is the entrance. You may notice that there's a lot of broken towers and such. And there are, of course, good reasons for that. And it's because I have a lot of these towers. Well, way more than they're supposed to be. Of course, if we go around here, usually there would be a lot of those slugs around this place. There's not. Instead, you get glow squids. You may also notice these like tree root thingies that I have. In BlightTown, there are a lot of roots that lead around the place. I didn't want them, right? More like I didn't want to create them. Because it's very hard to create roots like that in Minecraft without making them look very, very weird. So everywhere I like saw roots appear, I just made these thingies instead. To the second entrance down into BlightTown. If I go through this little office, because this is blocked off, obviously. And let's take the minecart. This is usually in Dark Souls. This is the entrance from the Valley of the Drakes. Of course, I don't have that, so instead, it's an entrance from my Dwarf Kingdom, like staircase entrance thingy. One thing that I get quite annoyed at here is because it doesn't really look great. The reason being is because Mojang, please add the normal deep slate variant to the blocks. I don't understand. It took you ages to add a variant of the normal stone. And I was so happy when you did, because it added so much variety to terraforming. You can add so much details to places with stone. But with deep slate, now you can't do that. Why did you not add the variant? I don't understand. I'll fix that later. But yeah, that is just a personal complaint to Mojang. Now, of course, we are over here. Usually the chest with the key is here, among other things. Now, in my version, you can walk onto here, where obviously you can't really do that in the real version. If you try and step on this, you will fall. Let's continue on with our journey, though. Now, if I go down here, you can turn to the left and go in here, where there is usually a lot of the toxic guys shooting stuff, as well as some dogs, and there's also a shrine, maiden, whatever, soul. But let's keep on going. You can, of course, go around here. I don't think you can actually drop onto that from here in normal. But then you get around to over here, where there really isn't a lot. You can also go into there where there is a chest. A lot of this is not correct either. Of course, here you would usually drop down to go on this rolling thingy. Which, by the way, I really did like how these wheels turn out. I had to make them 2 blocks wide, which doesn't really make sense because these intersections of them aren't. I can't put the logs in the middle exactly, can I? Over here is really annoying because this log is kind of in the way. So I had to put a trap door to go under it, which also doesn't make sense. And also, because this obviously doesn't move, I don't think there's actually meant to be logs like this in these ones over here. The dogs walk in these to make it roll. Anyways, that doesn't really matter. Since this whole contraption doesn't roll, I instead had to put ladders here so that there is a way up. And then, boom, you're over here. This is me recording after. One fact I forgot to mention is all the deep slate that you see is actually terraformed from the deep slate. Every single one of these deep slate blocks is placed personally by me. And if you don't believe me, it doesn't take very much to make. It doesn't take much convincing, does it? I mined these walls flat and then placed all this deep slate. But I think it turned out well. Anyways. Now let's go to the left. Just tiny bit. Because, of course, boom, here we are now at this bonfire. A short while later. And in here, we, of course, see this. That chest isn't centralized. It does pisses me off. But there's nothing I can do about it since this whole area isn't centralized. Or, well, this whole area is uneven. Now let's head towards our final area. Of course, we have this place down here. There's nothing special. And about now, you would be running through the water, getting poison, which is what I'm technically doing, although I'm not getting poison, obviously. And right about now, I would be getting attacked by the giant boulders. Now, I had to do this with the... There's a bunch of routes up here. I made them in a lot of different ways, of different heights, bending in weird different ways. And I placed a bunch of cobweb around here because obviously in Dark Souls, this whole place is covered in spider webs. There's no real way to do that, so I had to just do the next best thing. I'm interrupting the video because another thing I forgot to mention when showing this was, you may notice, there are walls like behind there, like this. It's not actually like that in game, obviously, but I first off, I didn't want to dig anymore, and second off, I didn't think I could make it look good like it does in the game. So I decided to make it this way instead. Anyways, back to the normal video. Place cobweb randomly. So let's head in here. I do, however, like that with... I don't know if the shaders... Well, it's most likely the shaders that makes the cobweb move. I really like that. It does make this place look a lot more alive. And this is what I'm talking about. This is usually where I would now enter Quelaags' boss room. However, as you may notice, it is much, much smaller in Minecraft. And the reason is because of the weird shape of the room, as I will probably be showing you in the background right about now. It's weird. It's so weirdly shaped. I could not make it make sense in a Minecraft way. I just couldn't. It's so round. Every shape is so round, oval and stuff. Even if I did try and create a version of it in Minecraft, it would look bad. It would really look horrendous. Or at least if I tried to recreate it. So I just made a tiny, very, very tiny area instead. But this is usually where you would enter the bell tower. I am actually happy about how that turned out. This looks really good. It looks really, really good. And of course you enter here. There's not a lot here. And then you go down into the bell room. So, and also this hole is usually where the elevator hole. So I just filled it with water. I didn't know what else to do here. I could also just not have a hole, but I want to. This bell, I'm also really happy about the bell. The bell design itself, I did steal from YouTube. I don't remember the YouTuber's name. I am sorry about that. I should have written it down because I did plan this video. But I completely forgot. Actually, I can probably look up Minecraft bell. Giant bell. If you want to do this bell, look up Magma Musen. However, the thing holding the actual bell, I did design that myself. That I did design myself. And I'm happy with how that turned out. I did design this little thingy for the lever because obviously it's a giant lever in Dark Souls. There's no giant levers in Minecraft. And I couldn't really come up with a design for it, so... and the last exit is right here. I will show you a little bit of it. It's a giant spiral staircase leading all the way to the spot. It took me ages to build this. With ages, I mean like 5 days. But it eventually leads up to here, which connects to... It connects to my ghast... Happy Ghast place. Boom, there you can see my Happy Ghast. It also connects to a road behind, and it also connects to the road near my Goldshire build. This build is not perfect, but it is still a beautiful build in my opinion. Even if it didn't become an exact replica, and to be honest, that still makes me happy. This build, by the way, took me years to finish, because there was just so much digging. You see those walls? There's stone bricks up there as well, by the way. But those walls alone, that whole wall, kind of patch right there, and some walls about here as well, I guess. It took me almost like a whole double chest of stone bricks. And if we would take the stone bricks from this whole entire build, it would probably be close to 2 like double chests of stone brick. No, more. Way more actually. Probably 3 or 4 double chests of stone bricks from this entire build. But I shouldn't waste any more time with this useless info. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. And again, if you want, like I said in another video, if you do want to play on a semi-vanilla survival server, this is Vanilla World Reloaded. I will leave the IP in the description again. Anyways, I'll meet you next time. Bye!